I'm waiting for the red.
It's coming. It's
God
coming.
damn it.
Here it is.
Give her. Nope. Spinny.
You got to dance.
Michelle, you left the
I
page.
know. I'm sorry. I'm getting rid of all the
It's
other
still
garbage.
spinny.
Everybody off their internet?
It's going.
My phone's not even here.
No.
Is it going?
It's going.
There
It's
you are.
live?
You're
Or we
live.
just
We're live. Welcome back, everybody. Well, of course, we've got to love our bloopers. We've got a wonderful show for you tonight. But let's roll that intro.
Roll it up, line it up, listen up now. It's the 406 Budcast, gonna show you how cannabis culture, grow big strong. Hear the latest trends, you can't go wrong. Tune in today, knowledge on blast. #1 podcast, it's the 406 Budcast. From strength to gains, they break it all down. Passion and hustle, wear the green crown. Industry insights right in your ears. Growing green dreams, no need for fears. Tune in today, knowledge on blast. #1 podcast, it's the 406 Budcast. Cannabis culture, grow big strong. Hear the latest trends, you can't go wrong. Tune in today, knowledge on blast. #1 podcast, it's the 406 Budcast. From strains to gains, we break it all down. Passion and hustle, wear the green crown. Industry insights right in your ears. Growing green dreams, no need for fears. Tune in today, knowledge on blast. #1 podcast, it's the 406 Budcast.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We've got Daniel over here to my left, myself, Hannah. We've got Nate and Tanaki over on the other side, Miss Michelle behind the camera, as always. And we've got our lovely guests, Erin and Jake, this evening from Humboldt Photography.
What's up, everybody?
Guys,
How are
Hi,
ya?
thank you for having us.
wonderful to have you guys on today. Glad you could take a time out of your busy schedule for us.
Mhm. I was checking out a lot of your guys' pictures on your website. Really, really amazing stuff. We'll get that website posted in our links and whatnot after this. But do you guys happen to recall that off the top of your head? What's the best way to find you guys?
Our best way to find us would be on Instagram. It's cannabis.photographers, and then our website is our best right now.
That's a
It's
bad
our website is HumboldtCannabisPhotographers.com.
easy.
nice.
That's a
Heck yeah.
legendary name too, by the way.
Good snag.
Yes, for sure.
Thank you. I was quite pleased when it was still available.
I know,
for
right?
sure.
You search all those names, like, yes.
Well,
Yeah,
I
especially for marketing, you know.
mean,
Yay.
sorry, go ahead.
Especially just for SEO and marketing, you know, it was a big yay. I was stoked.
Most definitely. And, what I was going to say is Humboldt County is pretty synonymous with the cannabis culture and everything else like that. So like you were saying with that SEO connection back to the Humboldt roots, that's got to be pretty exciting.
Yes. I was very excited.
Absolutely. So what got you guys into cannabis in the first place? Let's jump right into it.
Wow. Do you want to start or do you want me to?
Well, I mean, I've been into cannabis since I was, a teenager. But as far as photography and all that's concerned, I think our journey with it began when we started growing our own cannabis in our house. As the plants were maturing, we were already photographers and we've been doing it for years. We started growing it, and it's a beautiful plant, and you get that beautiful light on it. So one of the things we do, we start photographing it, and once you get that first shot where it's just amazing and you go, wow, this is great. You sort of plants that little seed, no pun intended. And, the love starts there, and you're like, well, how can I make it better? How can I do this? How can I do that? And before you know it, you're taking beautiful shots. And then, we eventually moved up here to Humboldt County, and, it's a perfect match. We're in the, as you said, the heart of, synonymous with cannabis up here in Humboldt. And, our photography and our love for cannabis, I think it all kind of goes hand in hand. And it was, I think it was a match right off the bat.
Yeah.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
I don't think we could agree with you more on that one. I've had a very similar personal experience with our home grow. I post a lot of pictures of that on Reddit and whatnot.
They're your
And
baby.
just like getting the perfect angle and getting the lights all right. It's just such a fun experience. And There are very few plants that I've been around that have made me actually want to do that or think in that way at all. So it's a pretty special plant.
Yeah, I mean, you get those trichomes on there, and you zoom in, and you just see so much detail when you're taking like a macro shot, and you get in really close, and you go, "Wow, I didn't realize it was that beautiful." When I get in so close to it, so it's one of my passions for sure.
So
Absolutely.
do you prefer sativas, indicas, or the hybrids? I mean, what's your most photogenic girl?
I think like smoking it, I would say indica. But you can, each strain is so different that I think in terms of photographing it, I don't know, photographing it, I can't tell the difference. Everything is just such a unique playground getting into the trichome, especially for macros.
I tend to like the buds that are darker and have like the lighter color hairs on them.
Okay.
As opposed to a lot of the orange and reddish hairs. I feel like some of the color combinations that come from that lighter green with the orange isn't what I love. I love it when I get that little bit of that purple tint, that deep green with some of the light hairs. It just really has that contrast, and just
we love our colorful weed.
Yeah,
absolutely.
To be honest, I don't know which one is which when I'm photographing it. I'm just going for it. If
absolutely,
you're pretty, you get in the camera.
Yeah.
We have a strain called rotten fruit that we grow in our garden,
Justin,
and the external bud structure is still that sort of a fresh lime green color, but the internal bud structure actually turns completely pink. And
wow!
It's so cool. It's one of the coolest looking strains.
But dried and cured, it's brown. It really doesn't translate, unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel you in
those
that.
Fresh colors. I almost have to see that. I would love to get that, especially under like a microscope lens. That would just be so beautiful.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're
gonna have to chat.
maybe we will have to chat and give you a good.
Yeah, finally gonna come out to Montana, like you said.
There's a lot of gardens around here that
I was just
would love to have a professional photographer come through and snap some photos. So, it may be something that we'll have to sit down and talk about and collaborate on for sure.
Yeah, that would be amazing. We'd love that. We have our drone too, so we can just come out and just get a bunch of fun content.
For sure, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, there are a lot of gardens and just out in Montana that are massive outdoor gardens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm sure we know several cultivators who'd love to have their stuff featured by a professional photographer from Humboldt County.
Well, absolutely. I mean, reach out to us. We would love to come out to Montana. We'd love to fly the drone over some of those massive farms and get some just beautiful shots, and then bring our camera in and do, some macro shots, some of the 360s that you see.
Oh, yeah.
And just really.
I wasn't able to get the 360 GIF you guys sent us into the video that we prepared for you, but we do have a bunch of those macros if we wanted to show that video real quick for our viewers and guests. It's a good opportunity to take a little smoke, get some water if you need it. I know I do. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Humboldt, where stories root deep in soil and soul. A woman picked up a camera, not to chase fame, but to frame truth. Erin didn't come here to play pretend. She came with purpose. With pain she turned into art, and a passion lit by the plant that helped her breathe again. Behind every shutter click is a heartbeat, a moment that says we belong here. And beside her, Jake, quiet strength, the steady hand in a world that rarely sits still. To lift cannabis out of the shadows and into the light it deserves. This isn't just online content, this is culture. This is healing in high definition. This is a business built from scratch, fueled by late nights, tough edits, and the belief that the right photo can shift perspective, can change the game. From growers to brands, from the farms to the front pages, they see what others miss. This is Humboldt Cannabis Photographers. Not just photographers, storytellers, truth seekers, soul speakers. Through their eyes, the cannabis world looks brighter, braver, real.
Humboldt, where stories root deep in soil and soul. A woman picked up a camera, not to chase fame, but to frame truth. Erin didn't come here to play pretend. She came with purpose, with pain she turned into art, and a passion lit by the plant that helped her breathe again. Behind every shutter click is a heartbeat, a moment that says, we belong here. And beside her, Jake, quiet strength, the steady hand in a world that rarely sits still. Two artists, one vision, to lift cannabis out of the shadows and into the light it deserves. This isn't just online content, this is culture, this is healing in high definition. This is a business built from scratch, fueled by late nights, tough edits, and the belief that the right photo can shift perspective, can change the game. From growers to brands, from the farms to the front pages, they see what others miss. This is Humboldt Cannabis Photographers, not just photographers. Storytellers, truth seekers, soul speakers. Through their eyes, the cannabis world looks brighter, braver. Real.
And welcome back, everybody. What did you guys think about that?
I love
That was
it.
great.
I love that song too. It's great.
Awesome.
Wait, they're singing about us.
Yeah,
That breakdancing was totally Daniel.
All Daniel,
Oh, yeah.
beard and all.
Nice.
Oh,
Love
well,
it.
Well, we're glad that you guys like that. And if you guys want to check out a copy of that, whether you're in the audience or you guys, we have that on our YouTube and we will be releasing that. It might take a few weeks for this one to get released because
Spotify.
Or did we do it on?
I think it'll be scheduled for a few weeks from now,
Okay.
probably.
But
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
want a copy, just send me an email.
Yeah, if you guys want a copy
we'll
of
get
that,
it to you.
though, we can get in
Yes,
a direct
please.
copy to you. So awesome.
Oh.
Cool.
Yeah.
That we really enjoyed making that one.
Yes, indeed. That was a good one. That
You
was
gave
a
us
good
some
one.
beautiful pictures
Yeah.
to throw in there.
Yes, your
Thank
photos
you.
are beautiful.
Thank you for those macros. Those are so cool. Like you guys say, when you get those beautiful contrasts between those nice purple leaves and just the milky trichomes, and it's such a nice picture. All of those.
Yes. Well, and we've been working with microscope objectives and trying to get in closer that work on our camera. And we're about to start posting some of those. And
Nice.
it's going to be, I want to be able to climb inside and show that medicinal aspect, but also the artistic. And so
Mhm.
I think our work tries to reflect that, to show, I would love to be a part of like ending the stigma and doing my part, should I say, of ending the stigma.
Yeah.
I think you're helping
Absolutely.
with those
We
beautiful
definitely
pictures.
need more people like you out there.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And I gotta tell you, I keep taking pictures of weed, keep putting them online because it gets people moving. It really makes people happy to see nice looking weed online, for
It
sure.
does. It does.
Yeah.
Well, and the products are getting so cool. The drawings that people are coming up with their designs for their logos to just the stuff that they're creating with cannabis and the
Mm-hmm.
sugar, the salt, the honey, that
Mhm.
variety
Mhm.
of stuff that they have. It's crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Michelle, what is your guys' favorite way to consume? And what's the most interesting way you've consumed? Personally, I've had the sugar and the salt. I made a salt rub on a steak and grilled it. I did way too much salt, though, and it was absolutely horrific tasting. But my goodness, did it get me high. So it did.
But you had to just choke it down, you know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I wasn't
Your
going to
bride.
waste it for sure.
I can't waste
A
it.
4-ounce jar of it and put the whole thing on there. We're
Dude
like,
was over here making
go big or
jerky.
go home.
Yep.
Oh,
What about you guys? What's an interesting way you guys have had cannabis? Do you guys dab at all? Smoke?
We,
Oh my
uh,
goodness.
we do a little bit of everything. I would say my favorite way is bong hits.
Mm.
A nice,
Good old fashioned.
clean glass bong with some fresh flower in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love taking big bong hits. That's kind of my thing. But smoke joints. We do dabs, and I just did a dab before we
Yes.
started this thing, and
I don't know. Dabs give me racing thoughts, though. I don't know if it's like an age thing or I don't know, but I think smoking flower is definitely the old school ways. Is my happy place. I like to vaporize it. I've used a volcano. Then I
Oh,
never feel like I'm stoned, so I always just keep smoking on it, and then all of a sudden, I'm just like, wow,
yeah.
there it is.
I don't have the patience for edibles. I want it, I want to get high, I want it right now. I don't want to wait 20, 30 minutes for it to kick in.
or even
Yeah.
anymore.
Best sleep ever are RSO tablets.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
sleep like a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. If you
So
want
nice.
your day, you're good.
Yep, absolutely. I know that Hannah and I've actually dosed some RSO regularly to deal with some of my headaches in the past, and man, it is just amazing. It's amazingly effective at what it does.
Mhm.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is. I actually use it as a form of treatment for Lyme disease, and it was a big part of giving me my life back, which is also a big part of why I found myself into the cannabis industry, is to give back really for a second lease on life. And because I was on a lot of pharmaceuticals, trying everything for a really long time, and somebody randomly in Oregon reached out to me and was like, I have your cure. And I was, at that point, I was like, I don't really have anything else to lose. We ended up driving up to Oregon and meeting this guy and trying RSO, like the full RSO raw oil treatment. And I was back at work and within months, and I was bedridden for a long time. Like RSO is amazing. It's amazing.
That's an awesome story.
You know, and it's not the first time we've heard that, especially also with Lyme disease. We've had a couple other people on the show who've talked about RSO helping them, or, you know, cannabis helping them with their Lyme disease and stuff like that. So pretty amazing how much it treats that.
But it's not even just like physically. It was the look in my eyes. Like, you know, you when you get to that sick, there's something vacant in you. And it gave me my color back and my life from the inside out. And it was pretty obvious to everyone else around me, and people in my life that really didn't support cannabis came around big time to having cannabis, like, wow, because it could do what doctors couldn't do for me for a long time.
Yeah,
definitely.
So yeah, RSO tangent.
We actually ended up making some of our own RSO for a buddy of ours who had prostate cancer.
Okay.
When we went and got a pound of flour and made the oil in our kitchen and produced about 65 to 70 grams of oil. And
wow,
he was someone who didn't smoke or didn't, you know, consume at all.
Definitely. Yeah.
So just the tiniest bit was enough to like be too much for him. He got to the point where he was taking a gram a day, and his urine and his farts all smelled like cannabis.
I have lived that experience.
If you sweat, you smell like cannabis. So it's,
I am happy to report that he is in remission from cancer, and he was on other treatments. So I don't know if how much the cannabis was, but I know it was a big part of it. And so, you know, we were really happy to be able to help, you know, in that
absolutely
way.
Yeah,
so
I love our RSO in this house.
Us too. Quick disclaimer, obviously our show's for education purposes, all that. But on that note, I can totally relate to RSO, and I know that there's quite a bit of research at this point supporting how, in tandem with other medications, it is absolutely helping these cancer patients. So
most definitely. You know, we had our own experience as well with some cancer patients that we experienced. Michelle and I, we were able to get a very nice older lady who came in. She was the same, didn't use cannabis, didn't do any drugs or anything like that throughout her life, actually taught DARE in school. She was a school teacher, you know, and so she decided the RSO. And at that point in her cancer, they had basically told her to say her goodbyes. She had roughly 3 months to live. We got many, many years out of life to enjoy with her after she started the RSO treatment. So I'm glad that everybody's starting to really embrace it and talk about their stories as well. And thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah,
absolutely. You know, that's great to hear.
Beautiful. And that's a big part of why we got into what we do and doing the product side of it, and a lot of the business to business help and marketing is to help that. And the educational side of sharing content really helps break down the stigma so that more people can find what their options are. If they don't want to consume, if they want to try it and then they don't like it, whatever it is, that you find some comfortable way to give it a go.
Most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'll be honest. I was, for a long time, cannabis was just, you know, fun for me. I was a recreational user, just loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And Erin, it was very much the same. Then Erin started getting sick. And once I was able to actually see firsthand the effect it was having on her, and you know, I still enjoy it recreationally, but I, you know, clearly see the medicinal side of it, and it's there's no denying it. And that's really kind of what has springboarded us to where we are now. Because there's so much more to it than just this fun plant that we have, we do recreationally. Everything else is legitimately something we need to, keep looking into and researching.
Agreed. Yeah, most certainly. So do you guys find that it's easier to find people who they're in Humboldt who want to have you come into their gardens and stuff, or is it still pretty like, hey, you got to have a special invite to get over here?
Yeah. So I really thought, I lived here before in Prohibition. So when it was not legal, and I found it to be a lot of the same. Even though it's legal, even though people are doing it with licenses, they're still very much private. But it's also kind of the lifestyle that they lead. And a lot of the best farms are kind of out very remote places. But we had CannaFest this year in Humboldt, and we were able to go there. So it gave us the opportunity to meet a lot of the legacy farmers.
Nice.
Yeah, and they go to CannaFest to be able to meet people and network. And they want that kind of thing. So we were able to approach a lot of them there, and CannaFest really helped open the door for our business up here. Cause I think without it would have been really hard to open those connections.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Door-to-door salesman knocking. Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of those farmers, they're not just, readily accessible, So when you get an event like CannaFest, where it's, a premium event up here, it pulls a lot of people out, and it gives you a chance to sort of, as a community, come together and meet people for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't just look them up in a section of the phone book.
Yeah. No.
You can't just drive down it through the forest down their property line.
Knock on the door. Hey, can you guys mind if I take some pictures?
You might try, but probably not successfully.
Yeah, it's not a good idea. Trust me.
We've had a couple of phone calls where they're like, we had to drive down the road to the concrete to call you, and they'll be like, oh, well, when we get back, we'll look on our computer because we had to drive to service and for this call. So it's remote, but once you're in it, it's not hard for them to open up, and it's a very close knit community. I feel like all of cannabis is.
Yeah, definitely.
And and like driving out to like Mendo, and you don't know them, and you're just like, okay, how is this going to go? And just it's still very much like when I go into a new farm and we don't know them, we are still like, don't touch anything, wait for them to allow you to have access. Don't just assume things just because I feel like it's respectful, but it kind of keeps that mystique. I don't know. I also miss the old days, and I don't know if that's bad to say, but
no, I do as well.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of us, especially, the legacy farmers and stuff like that, who have been in this forever. I mean, we really miss those old days where things were just a little bit different and there wasn't as much government involvement.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a kind of a catch-22. You want to see it expand, you want to see it grow, but you hate to see, what's happening. Like you walk into a dispensary and just all the packaging and the colors that you can't see any of the cannabis, you can't smell any of it. And just the experience, just going into a dispensary versus, what it was before. I mean, it's just
but in terms of like keeping kids safe and stuff, I understand
I get
what
that.
it's there, but it's as a business, it must be so hard to navigate. It's changing constantly. Like I'm writing a book right now to help market cannabis business specifically. And I can't even tell you how many times since writing this book, regulations have changed. And I've had like, and I'm having to keep updated. And if you're running a business and investing and trying to spread everything and do the things the right way and follow the laws and the rules, they're not making it easy or cheap.
Preach. Definitely. We feel that pain. And, that's some of the things we're going through here in Montana. We'll get to that in the news a little bit later. We've gone through a seesaw battle here with our cannabis laws. All the way from, approvals of medical to almost repeal of medical, back to, actually getting legalization along with medical, all kinds of other things in between. But it's been a pretty good scrap, I'll say, to just get and keep cannabis here for the last 20 years.
Yeah. I had a question.
Yes, we do have a question for you guys. What type of camera and lens do you guys prefer to use?
That's a great question. Yeah. We use a Canon 5D Mark IV, and I know like some of the camera nerds will be like, I can't believe they're not mirrorless. I love that camera. I love that camera. I'm also like an analog at heart. I shoot a lot of Polaroids, a lot of film stuff.
Yes.
So I love a slappy shutter. So anyways, Canon 5D Mark IV, and I love the 100mm prime, but I also am really loving the microscope objective, although not a camera lens. And I printed it 3D printer too, but we're getting some really cool shots with it. How about you?
I mean, I love the 100, but we also have a 180 macro that we use that I really like because it lets me get a little bit farther away when I'm stacking photos. But I will say that, you know, a few years back, Erin for Christmas bought me a 70 to 200 zoom lens that I fell in love with so much so that we called her
his mistress.
My mistress. So I love, you know, because when you get that depth of field, the long shots, you know, we do a lot of other photography as well. So it's very versatile, but that 100 is great. When I'm in a studio, when I'm photographing cannabis, that's the one I want.
Nice.
Man, that's awesome. That is absolutely fantastic. Well, go ahead.
Did you say you 3D printed the micro lens that you were working with?
I call it Pinocchio because it looks like a long nose, but I printed it on a 3D printer and then I attached the microscope objective onto the bottom and then I screw it onto my camera. So I'm able to shoot photos through the microscope objective.
Wow.
Damn,
that's awesome.
That's super. We've got a clip-on one for our phone to take pictures of our plants at home.
Those don't work though. Some of those are really good. Yeah.
I'm sure the pictures you're getting are way better than what we're seeing.
It's so difficult to get a nice macro shot. Like I said, I do love sharing pictures on Reddit and stuff, and I am not even close to getting nice macros. So respect.
That's part of why I tell our businesses that it's actually a lot cheaper to get the shot that you're looking for with a professional, to hire their professional, because it takes, like, we put it on a rail and we're shooting thousands, sometimes hundreds of photos depending on the depth, and then they're being blended in between and editing so that it's all sharp, and that equipment's. And then if there's any like wind or fans on your farm, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how many farms because the beautiful shot and then the wind is like, and you're just.
If you're going to take macro shots of cannabis, you stacking the photos is definitely really necessary to get the detail that you're looking for. Otherwise, you're just going to have a little sliver of the flower in focus and the rest of it's going to be blurry. A lot of the ones that you showed earlier where it was really close. Some of those were between like 25 and 35 photos.
Wow. Okay.
That were stacked. And then it just takes the part that's in focus the most and publishes that. So it's on a rail.
Gives you a lot more depth to your photograph then.
Yeah. Cause each shot has like this much depth. So when you do a bunch, you can kind of capture the sharpness from front to back.
Okay. Very nice
Makes
tip.
Perfect sense. Thank you so much.
That's really cool.
And you guys heard it here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. A lot of photographers, when they get new into cannabis, they think it's one photo and they're like, why isn't my photos looking like that? And I'm like, that's because there's a whole trick and pony show going on.
Yeah. They don't know the smoke.
Yes. Yes.
And the amount of editing required that you guys do, I even just in the little amount of editing we do on our videos and for, posting online and stuff, seeing the quality and sharpness of your guys' pictures, I can imagine the hours that go into that for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, you can save yourself a lot of time in post-production if you get it right in pre-production.
Yeah.
A little bit of pre-planning.
Planning goes a long way.
Because it's easy nowadays to be like, oh, we can fix that in Photoshop. But it's, for us, especially our clients, time is money, and like getting there, especially wholesalers. If wholesalers, they need that stuff fast. They need it fast. And so if you just clean up and post and in person and snap it, it'll save you so much time. Editing is a time sucker for sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You know what I mean? You were talking about those wholesalers and stuff, their products, they're trying to get it out to market quickly. And so they want those beautiful shots to get them over to marketing and get everything else mocked up. Do you see that as a major part of your business, is trying to get, those perfect shots for product placements and stuff like that? Or is it still fun in the garden?
It's a little bit of both. When we have a client shoot or a product that we're shooting, we very much get OCD about sharpness, light, getting the perfect shot. But
also get creative with it. We have so much fun. We're like, I would say that we lean towards more creative product photos when you want something to really stand out online, who you want to go to. But we also do a lot of e-commerce, which is also really cool to see for the industry. E-commerce will help kind of save some of the struggling dispensary and storefront aspects, but it's a lot of that. But I love farm season. Farm season is my favorite.
Nice.
Oh, for sure.
Just a real quick interjection on you guys. One of our chatters just asked, do Erin and Jake have an Instagram account? And I just wanted to give you guys another opportunity to shout that out.
Plug it
Yeah,
up.
we have like 8 of them. It's crazy.
Our cannabis one is cannabis.photographers on Instagram.
Okay, I think I've got that posted in the chat there as well. So that's a legendary account name, again, by the way. So.
Yeah, again, I couldn't believe it. But I mean, you got to deal with like the constant shadow ban. So like we can't monetize anything on that account because the handle says cannabis.
Right.
And there's a lot of things we can't do, but it's still helped. And I don't really plan on using it like that anyways.
Absolutely. I think that's a good opportunity for us to kind of mention, we go through a lot of those same struggles on this team. So make sure you guys out there are sharing and subscribing and liking to all of the content. It seriously makes a world of difference to all of the cannabis creators out there.
Soon we will have some merch too for you guys to pick up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, pop on over to our guest socials. If you're going through any of our videos, make sure you stop by their socials and give them some love as well.
Yep, absolutely. Makes a world of difference for everyone.
We've talked with a lot of amazing people recently.
Mm-hmm.
And we appreciate you guys joining us all the way from California. And what's the weather like over there right now? Are you guys sitting at a balmy 73 or what?
No, we're in Humboldt, man. It doesn't get up to the 70s here, and it's been. I think it topped out
50?
at around. I think it topped out at around 59 or 60 today.
Wow.
Very windy and
It got up to 63 and sunny yesterday. So I went outside and got some sun. It felt nice, but we've had a lot of rain. I think we had over 40 inches of rain this year. And I don't know how that compares to what you guys go through, but we're from Los Angeles, and we get between 5 and 10 sometimes, maybe. So it's been very wet. It's been very cold, but it makes it beautiful up here.
Yes.
Once that ground gets wet and you walk into the forest, like the browns become just vibrant, the greens become vibrant, and that contrast in the forest is just stunning.
Too.
Very nice.
Everything's blooming.
You guys got to get some pictures of that going too. Send them our way. We want to see.
Us Montana, we're
Feel free to
dry
share them
down
to our
here.
page.
Yeah.
Yes,
The only
please.
thing growing out here other than cannabis plants is cactuses.
Yeah.
Dead grass.
Tumbleweeds,
Sagebrush.
sagebrush.
Where we're
Okay,
at
I
is a
say
highland
cactuses
desert. So,
Interesting.
I say cactuses because we were doing some yard work today out on the dispensary property,
Mm-hmm.
and oh my gosh, jumping over all the sagebrush, you had to dodge the cactuses on the way down.
All the little pricklies.
They're
All the
flourishing.
prickly
Yeah.
pears.
Mm-hmm.
Just think of our puppies and how well they manage it.
That's true.
Montana has a very diverse array of landscape. I mean, we got the highland desert where we're at, that has prickly pear cactus and stuff. Over northwest Montana, that's the beautiful ski resorts and the beautiful mountains and everything that you're quite used to. We have the Beartooths here as well, but there's definitely a lot of diverse landscape here.
That sounds so beautiful. I look forward to checking it out when we come see your farm.
Yeah, as I said, I would
Get on over here.
Yeah.
Speaking of check it out, I think we should check out some trivia questions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're getting better with our transitions.
That's better than I know. But I just drop them like ice.
They used to be pretty rough. Yeah.
Segue like
Smoking like a rasta, feeling so high. We talk about cannabis and getting fly. Are you smarter than a stoner? Let's find out. Listen up,
B, the
my
plant's
friends.
flavor
I
and
got
aroma
something to
compounds.
shout. Cannabis
C, the plant's
knowledge,
fibers.
let it flow through your mind. Getting blazed, smoking loud, we all unwind. Trivia questions, can you keep up the pace? Let's see if you're sharper in this smoky haze.
Video.
All right.
Go.
That song was great.
That was. Michelle's throwing another.
Oh, that's the wrong one, Michelle.
What's that?
That's our.
Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
That one. There you go.
There we go.
We love bloopers.
We do.
Alrighty,
We have
folks.
too many cool elements to show our guests.
Oh man. Welcome back for another episode of, or another segment, I guess. Are you smarter than a stoner?
Not today.
No. I am a
Not
stoner.
any
I-
other day, really.
I feel like, fair warning, my questions were a little bit more difficult this week.
Okay. And also,
Well,
she's just
most of them.
remembering the answers. So
Yeah, I also forgot my cheat sheet. And I forgot my phone. So
we're going to do our best here.
So we'll take Tanaki's answers.
I'm
Just kidding.
Number 1. Which of the following is a benefit of using a no-till soil growing method for cannabis? A.
Less work.
It allows for continuous reuse of the soil while maintaining a thriving microbial ecosystem. B. It forces plants into a faster flowering phase due to soil compaction and nutrient densities. C. It requires less water because of the lack of aeration. Or D. It eliminates the need of any nutrients throughout the entire grow cycle.
Daniel didn't let me cheat.
Nope.
No cheating. Oh man.
None.
Not even gonna help the wife out. Just
No.
like, no, kick rocks.
Yeah. Can't win if I help.
There's no competition in this family at all.
Yeah, exactly. Done.
All right, did we just answer?
What
yeah.
do you guys think? Yeah, you'll start with you.
I think
We
we're
think
leaning
it's A.
towards A,
All
but
right.
I don't know though.
What do we got out there in the chat? Everybody else.
Daniel's got
Come on,
A.
quick.
Hannah's got
Cannabis changed your answer. Hey.
I didn't write one down.
B.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
See it on that icky
A is
camera
going to be the correct answer.
Ooh, all right.
So says Tanaki.
Those plants do love those microbial ecosystems.
No, I'm pretty sure I remember them all. I did put this together.
It's also
I know
the
you
longest
did.
answer.
there. Thanks.
I'm just wondering how they get the rototiller in the 5-gallon bucket.
Thank you.
Number 2.
And hold
no
on
till,
to it.
No till.
Which hydroponic method delivers nutrient-rich water throughout a continuous circulating system, keeping the roots exposed to air? A. A drip irrigation. B. Ebb and flow. C. Nutrient film technique, or NFT. Or D. Aeroponics.
I didn't know that weed had NFTs. Should have said a long time ago. Oh, sorry. No, this is not investment advice.
Okay, I've got a guess. Do you have one, Erin?
There's some wheat themed NFTs out there.
Yes. No, there's an idea.
I'm going to go with B.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that my guess is going to be D, although I could see B.
I'm gonna go with C.
I'm doing D.
Do we have anyone playing along in the chat tonight?
Anybody out there in the chat?
You lazy lurkers.
How about yeah,
I know you're out there.
Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns, what's up, buddy?
Does
C.
Mr. Burns have an answer?
Mr. Burns, let loose that
We
pound.
gotta
Biggie
see
gas with C.
I
See, I
knew
guess
you
we
were
just gotta
thinking.
hound the viewers.
No,
We do.
see, I get it.
What do you guys think?
When I'm watching streams, I never chat. I'm always so lazy.
Darn it.
I'm here to listen.
All right.
Well, the correct answer is C.
Damn. NFTs were the real answer. I should have invested. Just last time.
It is the longer question or the longer answer.
I overthought it. I just went with the word continuous and flow, and I put those two together.
You know, it's also the longest answer once again. I'm just saying.
I just went with the
Thanks,
fact
Ollie.
that we actually those tables that you stacked earlier today,
Mhm. Yeah,
those were NFT tables.
Oh, okay.
So,
I
That
didn't know
makes a
that.
lot of
I
sense.
thought,
so I kind of cheated.
yeah, I thought that was
Damn
an
it.
aeroponic system, but it's an NFT system. Huh?
That's correct.
I was wondering if that's what those tables were because I didn't know anything about
Hydroponic?
so the hydroponic NFTs. So I looked it up and done a little bit of research first. And if you copy paste my question into Google, it gives you NFT right off the dot.
Oh, well.
So
Quick transition question. What do you guys grow? How do you guys grow at home? What system do you use?
We're just outdoor soil based.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Outdoor soil. Gotcha. Do you
How
guys
big
do
are
any
those things?
amendments or any?
We've done the like sea of green and like
Let me clarify. Our most recent grow was up here in Humboldt, so we grew it outdoors, just to be a part of that aspect of it. But previously, we were growing in our tent. It was soil based, but it was under the artificial lights, and I have most of our stuff is like Fox Farms, and we nutrients and all that stuff throughout. So
Definitely.
Just your standard grow stuff. Cool.
Cool.
Right on. Right on.
So did you get to grow any of those monster trees yet?
No,
Not
but
yet.
I want to so bad.
Outdoors.
we're hoping for this year. We have a couple things germinating at the moment right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
heck yeah.
Definitely share it to our page if you get those
Yeah,
big.
we will definitely. Yeah, we have
Monster
a little space
bush.
out in our backyard now. So
Ooh.
Yes, the outside.
We're rooting for you guys.
Oh yeah.
All right, I've got one question left.
All right, going back up.
all right.
Question
Just
number
kidding. These
3.
are great.
In hydroponic
Hydroponic.
in hydroponic cannabis cultivation, why is maintaining an appropriate is that caution or cation?
I would say Cation, but it's a guess.
Okay. Cation
CEC.
exchange capacity or CEC still important despite the absence of soil.
Man, and all of them have CEC in the damn answer, so that's not going to work.
A, CEC affects how nutrients bind to the plant's root zone, even in inert mediums like coco coir. B, hydroponic systems naturally have a high CEC, reducing the need for additional nutrients. C, the CEC is irrelevant in hydroponic systems because nutrients are always available in solution. Or D, a low CEC means the plant is absorbing too much water, leading to root rot.
Man.
And I just wanted to take note that B and C are the exact same length. this
I was
time,
going to
so-
note that too. There's not
No
answer.
cheating today.
Good eye.
Shoot.
Damn it.
Anybody out there in the chat want to throw me a lifeline?
Anybody who can Google this real quick without knowing?
Calvin, where you at?
I'm going to go ahead and take a guess at this one. Ooh. Guess.
Looks like we got DJ Gas out there with C.
Nah, that was from
That's
a
the last
while
one.
ago.
Oh, sorry. Never mind.
Come on, DT, what's up? What do you think?
Yeah, Google this real quick.
Mr. out there too. Montana Mama.
Do you guys have any guesses out there?
Montana
Erin,
Mama.
Jake?
What's up? What do we got?
I was kind of thinking
I think
D
B.
might be the answer.
Oh, really? I was thinking B or D. But I
Okay.
think
Well, we got a split house over there.
But yeah, you can't have them both.
I'm not going to tell you Hannah my answer yet because she hasn't written hers down.
I have written mine down.
Don't look at me.
I'll cheat off you all day, but you cannot get to look at my stuff.
Right. I think it's D.
I went with C this time.
I went along with you, and I went with C.
Yeah, I did as well.
I went with A.
Hmm.
Oh my God! Did none of us?
I'm pretty sure my remember is D, but
Could be C.
Tanaki was legitimately asking you to Google it.
I was legitimately kind of playing.
Tanaki was looking for the lifeline there.
Yeah, come on. It says we have 8 viewers and no one has access to a Google.
Come on,
guys.
You guys are online right now.
You're supposed to save me here. Drop my phone one time.
One time.
Normally, we can't get these Zoomers to drop their phones.
Right.
Yeah, no, I dropped mine somewhere. I have no freaking clue.
Isn't that a good feeling? I like it,
Yeah.
actually.
I love forgetting my phone on the
It's so
weekends.
freeing.
Yes and no. I was talking to someone before I left work, so I'm like, oh shit, I kind of have to get back to that conversation eventually. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't actually know what my phone is.
Say la vie.
Say la vie.
Say la
Should we
vie.
do some
Wow.
strain?
Should we do some strain of the
I
week?
think we got strain of the week up next, right?
Ooh.
Answer that question.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
moved on.
Yeah.
We'll follow up. After,
We will post an answer afterwards
we
on
will
post.
show.
You guys know if you got it right too. Don't
Sorry,
worry.
folks.
That was
You'll
one
have
of
to
those,
check in later to find out if you got that answer correct.
That was a real quick Budcast. Psych.
That's got to be the
You
first
thought-
time we've ever not been able to answer a question. But
Yeah,
that means that it was really hard, which is true.
I did say that some of these questions were going to be harder this week.
Yeah.
I
Maybe.
Cation
I-
exchange. Come on, bro. Guess you're gonna start saying Gibberellin.
All right, let's go into the video.
Oh yeah,
first.
I guess strain of the week.
We
Boom, transition. Oh, I'm just kidding.
last week you guys voted and Grease Monkey and Master Kush both tied. So last week we did Master Kush and this week we're doing Grease Monkey. We did do that video together, so if you guys will enjoy.
Roll it up, light it slow, take a hit and let it go. Grease monkey in my lungs now, floating like a pro. Sticky fingers, diesel fumes, got me locked up in my room. But my mind is on the moon, yeah, I'm chilling in the bloom. Ooh, it's the fire, take me higher. Body heavy, but I ain't tired. Got that cookie in the taste with a little bit of gas. Yeah, I'm cruising at my pace. Grease monkey, roll it tight, feeling right. Floating high like a satellite. Eyes no stress gone, it's a vibe. Let it ride, let it ride, let it ride. From the west coast to the big sky, we stay lifted, we stay high. Indica lean, but my mind stays sharp. Creative thoughts like I'm painting a spark. Cookies in the jeans, yeah, you know it's OG. One puff deep, now the stress all leave. Kush clouds thick like I'm lost in a dream. Grease monkey got me moving like a smooth machine. Roll it up, light it slow, take a hit and let it go. Grease monkey in my lungs now.
Ha! Psych! You only get a minute. The rest of that song will actually be downloaded onto our YouTube page at 406 Budcast at 9:30 this evening. So you guys can see the
Since
rest of that.
15 minutes.
It'll also be dropping hot on our
We
Spotify
did see
soon.
you guys absolutely bump into that. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, who makes all your guys' music?
We do.
We do
We
it.
make-
Everything's in house.
Yes.
Really? That's
Just-
awesome.
Just all of you together? Who? I mean,
Yep.
Yeah.
We all work
on
as a
it.
collaborative team and put everything
Get her
together. I
done.
mean, sit down and we're like, yep, this sucks. That's great. Nope. Holy smokes. That didn't come out right.
Workshop the songs, make the videos, and
Yeah.
get
that's
them
great.
out there. It's a
Work-
fun time.
A lot of tools.
Mhm.
Everything from Adobe to AI to, I mean, keyboards to you name it.
Yeah.
Daniel
Absolutely.
breakdancing for our videos, you know.
We need more
Maybe
B-roll.
one day.
We need more B-roll.
We,
for
we,
sure.
we need more performers out there. So if
Yes.
you want to send us B-roll, feel free
We
to.
will feature you.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
That pictures of flower, which
I'm
none
more,
of
I'm
you
more on
have.
the music side with you guys.
Nice.
Absolutely.
That's so fun.
The tools that are available to make music these days are absolutely incredible.
Yeah,
It is.
no kidding.
yeah.
And we're having so much fun with them.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
with
yeah.
The more we learn, the more we want more, and we're just getting greedy. And we're like, no, I need it. I
Better.
need this one better.
More
Better
fun.
tools. Better tools.
What do you mean you only go in 1080?
Yeah, yeah. No,
It's
it's
a slippery slope. It sounds a lot like photography, and then you
Yes.
It is.
people call cannabis an addiction. I totally disagree. When you get into film and you get into other things, I think those become a much
Much
more
more powerful.
powerful addiction.
It's such a different creativity, I feel like.
Definitely, yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Mhm. Well, I mean, shoot, we should probably talk about the strain of the week after all. I mean, that video was lovely, but
Grease monkey.
Grease Monkey.
Just as an aside, I mean, some of the times, we write stuff with AI augmentation and stuff. It had no idea what a grease monkey was.
Create the images. Like it was when I tried to explain to him that Grease Monkey was a person that worked on cars,
Right. That's like common
And-
knowledge, right?
and it would not give me
They
that.
cannot
And
figure
so I
it
was
out.
like, give me a monkey with grease on its hands with weed behind it. And,
AI cannot be trusted for everything. That's for
No.
dang sure.
It is constrained, as it had a conversation with
Mhm.
us earlier about.
Absolutely. Well, Grease Monkey, go ahead.
who's doing it?
Tanaka.
He is.
Oh,
There you
damn.
are. So
Did
You're
anyone
on
else see that bus? Did anyone catch the license plate?
You started talking.
It had large wheels.
Yeah.
All right. Grease Monkey is a sweet hybrid marijuana strain with an earthy and skunky overtones. Created by Exotic Genetics, Grease Monkey is a cross of Gorilla Glue 4 and Cookies and Cream. The strain saddles the customer with a lazy, munchy-fueled body buzz that may soften the blow of chronic pain, nausea, and stress.
One of its children is donkey butter. We were talking before the show. If you can milk a donkey, you could technically make donkey butter. Just saying. If anyone knows how to milk a donkey, let me know.
Or if you're selling donkey butter, like
I'm curious.
we're just curious. We want to know. Can you infuse that?
Yeah. I haven't had a
Can
good
you
munchie
infuse it?
strain in quite some time. You guys?
Munchy strain?
Yeah, I haven't had a munchie strain in quite some time. Have you guys?
we had dabs the other day. Tanaki picked some up. And those suckers, man, I could not put a bag of chips down to save my life.
You guys came back from town with a thing of Pringles. Literally mowing down. It was so great.
Well, I smoke a lot and I snack a lot, so it's hard to tell where it starts when
Where do the munchies
chicken
end?
or the
and-
egg?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I was gonna say they all give me the munchies.
Yeah.
It all.
snacks every day.
So I mean, what's your go-to munchie?
Oh, Doritos, Fritos. I'm a Sunkist soda
Nice.
drinker.
Okay.
So I can just basically eat those three things throughout the day. Every day.
So basically high school all over again.
Oh my God.
It's still there.
Nice.
Our household
I
is
love it.
really digging some quesadillas right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Blew through like a freaking 2-pound bag of cheese in less than a week.
And so many
And
tortillas.
so many tortillas. All the
I didn't
tortillas to
realize
match
we
it.
were out of tortillas when I went to make more quesadillas.
That's all right. We figured out where to buy commercial bulk cheese.
Yes.
So problem solved.
We're good.
They also have bulk tortillas. If you go on the aisle there, they've got like boxes of those suckers.
Oh yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you see their
Stock
noodle
for life.
section? Oh my lord! I had to push my husband forward.
Get him out of
Do you
there.
guys have any local bulk food stores in your area where you can get sick deals? Like if you go to, I'll give you an example. If you go to, let's say Albertsons or Walmart in our area right now, you're looking at $7.50, $8.50 a pound for beef. If you go to this local
Bulk place.
bulk
We're not giving
place?
away our fishing holes.
no
Nope.
way, local bulk place, it's only $4.50, $5.50 a pound for a big 10-pound bag of beef. It's
And it's
crazy.
Angus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean we
Good
got
in Costco.
we got a Costco up here, but we have a place up here called Winco.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have one of those too.
Oh, you do have Winco.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
their candy section. Love
Yeah.
their.
Yeah.
I walked in there, I couldn't believe it. It was like give me bag after bag, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm also addicted to their spice sections. I do a lot of cooking, and so to go in there, be able to buy some of their bulk spices and stuff, that's pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
that's fantastic. They have
Yeah.
a lot of great stuff that's surprising there, and I love that kind of compare it to some of the big chain grocery stores, and you go, oh wow, I'm saving a lot. Uh-oh.
Definitely.
Yeah, the Billings area has all three.
Oh, guess.
Oh,
Yay.
downstairs, so I apologize for that.
Oh
Oh.
gosh, no,
They
we've got
love the camera.
camera too.
Ours are drugged
He's
up by
also
the
our
CBD.
studio mascot. He comes to a lot of our shoots. So if you guys,
Good.
We love it.
We appreciate the cameos.
Oh yeah.
All
Love
right,
'em.
so-
Both our cameos are passed out right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly,
their
thank
naps.
goodness they're terrible.
They had a little bit of pre-gaming themselves.
Mhm.
Our dogs really. We have a 10-year-old pit bull mix.
He's sleeping on the floor.
He's sleeping on the floor, but he is really loving his CBDs and stuff like that we have.
Mm-hmm.
In fact,
Yeah, we have a friend who's lives downstairs, and their dog hangs out with our dog all day long. When they leave, their dog sometimes gets big anxiety. So we have CBD here. Give it to him, and it's like almost immediately it's effective.
Yeah.
so much.
wants to know where
Ours
it comes
comes up
from.
and he'll tap you. He'll be like, "Yo, buddy, it's about 8:30 at night, and it's about time."
Yeah.
It's about time, yeah.
Getting that good sleep.
Yeah, Erin.
Yeah.
See you in the chat. You just missed Stoner Trivia, unfortunately, and I don't know where Diesel is.
Well,
Diesel
maybe she knows the answer to the last trivia question.
Right. Well, she keeps saying D. Maybe that's what it was.
The answer is D. What is D?
Oh goodness. Well, I mean, shoot, we're already at 55 minutes, and I still can't wait to talk about the news tonight. So,
Man, there's a lot going on.
yes, let's go ahead and get right on into that.
Ups and down like the yo-yo.
News, Nate.
Pew, 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 pew.
Cannabis updates fresh and real. Tune in with Nate, it's the big deal. Cannabis news with Nate, let's go. Every story makes you glow. Stay informed, don't be late. Cannabis news with Nate.
All right, what's up? Montana and beyond. That's right, I said beyond, because about 47% of our viewers are from inside the United States. So more than half of our viewers are outside the United States.
Dang.
We appreciate each and every one of you. Smash that like button down there real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, real quick jump in it. The news, we're going to start off here in Montana. We've got our yo-yo bill that's going on out there. Senate Bill 27. That's the moratorium bill, one that's going to put a cap on the Montana licenses, keep people from opening up any more businesses, put basically the glass top on the Montana cannabis industry. No more future growth. That bill actually was going through smoothly, sailing right along, hit a committee in the House, and then started doing all kinds of hiccups. So they ended up tabling the bill in committee, which would have killed it. They tried to blast it out. That blast failed. Finally, they got enough negotiated with the amendments in the bill. And so at the 12th hour, they got that concurred in committee, headed to the House floor. Looks like we'll probably end up with Senate Bill 27 here in Montana.
Dang.
So the moratorium bill, I think, is back on and running up to the governor's desk here soon.
Dang.
So, yeah.
So I don't even know how to process that.
Been a damn seesaw battle,
Yes,
bro.
it has.
Like back and forth, back and forth. So just for you guys over there in California, real quick, Montana has a legislative session, 90 days long, every 2 years. And we always get a bunch of different cannabis bills trying to go from everything from prohibition. They were trying to limit our THC amounts to 15% on anything across the board, whether that be flower, whether that be dabs, whether that be edibles. Fortunately, we got that shut down. But Senate Bill 27 is sort of a bit of a protectionist bill. It keeps the licenses that are currently issued in Montana, supposedly to Montana businesses, keeping roughly out-of-state people, out of the market. We've seen that's not necessarily the case, and it hasn't played out that way. But what I see here is, this is largely a big business bill. It's going to be pretty hampering on the smaller businesses to grow and expand their gardens. So all the big guys who already have their big gardens, everything else like that, they're going to be locked into place and doing fine. So it's one of those aching pains that we deal with here in their state. So the other thing we've got, sorry, go ahead. You were going to say something.
Oh, I just said, geez. Sorry.
Yeah.
I have to deal with. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries at all. So the other thing that we've got coming up on our radar is a pretty good study. And this one runs right over into your guys' alley. You guys loving those seltzers. So More Better wants you to drink THC seltzers. They're doing a study, and they're picking 2,000 people nationwide to drink their THC-infused seltzers and compare them to alcohol drinks, and write down the effects, whatever, is going to be going on. So this isn't just a marketing scheme. This is actually a true blue beverage study that they're talking about that has a lot of different variables involved. And it actually has quite a bit of support. You got Breeze nowadays, Cantrip, Stizzy, and then even Death Row Records getting in on it with their Do It fluid. So Do It fluid.
Wow.
That's exact.
How does Nike feel about that? Sorry.
Well, yeah, I don't know if they thought about that.
Never mind. I didn't mention it.
You got donkey butter and do it fluid.
Hey.
One and the same, or
You never know.
Well, I definitely have to say I'd be interested in that study, especially for the seltzers. It's interesting. It sounded like you said they wanted to know specifically how you feel it's different or similar to drinking alcohol in the evening or whatever, I presume.
Yeah, so participants will track how the drink affects things like their mood, their energy, their social vibes compared to alcohol. So I think they're going to want you to actually go out and have a little bit of alcohol, and then be like, well, I mean, I went out and drank this seltzer drink and it was a great time. I went out and drank this alcohol drink and it was a great time or whatever. Yeah.
great. Daniel loves to get white girl wasted on his White Claws.
I love seltzers. I have to admit it. If you tempt me with a THC seltzer, there's no stopping me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Over.
No can left.
We've been begging. No can left behind. That's funny. We've been begging for access to the nano powder for quite some time. I know. So
Yeah.
that would be. I'm sure that it would be hard to release to the consumers because of packaging, probably.
Well, we're actually about to get some of those in the store. So, and then
Oh.
one of the things that we're working on with somebody we just with recently. You remember the old breast strips that you put under your tongue, the sublingual strips? They there's a THC variety that's going to be coming out. So Montana's going high tech.
What?
Yep.
That's cool.
I tried one of those strips on my tongue one time when I was really stoned, and I had cotton mouth, and it was a terrible experience. It was a terrible experience. It kind of sat there and stuck to my tongue.
So make sure you have a sip of water before you put one in.
Yeah,
Really?
I guess so. Jeez.
Noted. Yep.
Absolutely.
Dang.
So
I wonder if it's gonna have sugar in it.
Yeah.
They were going to try to do some with sugar and some without, because one of the things that they're focusing on, that company specific, was sugar-free edibles.
yeah, for
Ooh,
diabetes
that's
patients and
awesome.
stuff like
Which
that.
is huge for us.
Oh,
in
nice,
Montana.
nice, yeah.
That's a big reason I can't do edibles is because I can't have sugar at all. I can have natural sugar like fruit, but I can't have any added sugar, so I don't typically do edibles.
Okay,
Wow.
sure, that makes sense. A lot of the edibles are covered in sugar.
Yeah.
Covered.
I'm
Covered.
really happy to hear that we're starting to
Made.
develop some new products in this industry to cover more bases.
Most certainly, yes.
That's awesome.
And I know that it's doing really well with the more discreet products are doing really well for companies right now.
That's
Yeah, not
one thing
every-
that we see with our vapes, actually. If you have the big vape carts and everything else like that, people, they look at them. But the ones that they can hold in their hand that don't really say cannabis vape or anything, really, I mean, those seem to be the ones that people really want.
Yep.
These days, for sure. Not everyone wants to smell like a skunk anymore.
Damn it.
I know. That's my favorite part of the plant.
Amen.
No.
Walking into the store and people going, what the hell?
Well,
You
you,
smell
can't walk back into work from your lunch break smelling like weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
could.
Depends on where you work, I
Yeah,
guess.
not to.
We can.
Any of our employees, they better come in smelling like
That's true.
That's the
Oh
only
my
thing
goch.
we smell like anymore.
I remember I tried that once back in the day when I was working in this corporate office, and I came back from lunch, and like 10 minutes later, I burped and smoke came out of my mouth.
We were just talking about that the other
talking
night.
about that the other day. That's awesome.
Oh, so relatable.
I had an awesome secretary. I worked for a Coldwell Banker real estate brokerage, and this secretary, Barb, bless her heart, I would come in stoned and to be meeting clients and stuff like that. And she'd just immediately like, oh, honey, your allergies are kicking up today.
Some
Thanks,
eye drops. Oh, my God.
He was my savior, I'll tell you.
Oh, that's awesome.
What a queen of a woman.
Absolutely, yes. So moving on to a little bit of bullshit.
Love to hear it.
I'm going to be calling it bullshit.
Bullshit.
Just like the resident alien, this is bullshit.
Hopefully it's compost.
So, no, actually, the booze lobby, those audacious bastards, after supporting prohibition for like the last 50 years, the alcohol lobby is now actually saying they're the only ones who should be able to sell cannabis. Liquor stores are the only ones who have a track record, supposedly, of identifying people and, you know, bringing out the IDs and making sure people aren't driving drunk or something like that.
Oh, or any underage selling that they've never done before.
Well, exactly right. So, I mean, the lobbyist is out in full form. And so I think that's one of the things the cannabis people need to be watchful of, is that you have people who really start to see this now as an industry, and they're wanting to capitalize and take all the money and push everybody else out. And so the liquor lobby, definitely not your friend, folks.
Is that in the federal or state?
Both, actually. So the federal level, they're really heavy at it and trying to push pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
But in all of the individual states,
of course,
they've really ramped up efforts to try to say, look, we've got experience in this. You know, the thing that they're really discounting is the fact that, like here in Montana, we've had 20 years of cannabis business with different ID structures and everything else like that. I mean, so the people here really understand and know cannabis. You understand alcohol. You know, I mean, I'm not really seeing how you're going to correlate over into this industry just as easy. I mean, it's not just like slinging drinks.
No, not at all. There's so much more to growing weed than selling alcohol.
I think a lot of people have learned that. You know, I mean, we've seen a lot of people get into the cannabis industry thinking they're going to get rich quick. Seen a lot of people get out of the industry real quick too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that's the case in all states as well.
Can't take the heat.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
The competition is so high. It's a saturated market for sure, but you have to know what you're doing.
That's a fact. Yeah. On a lot of different levels. I mean, growing cannabis is one thing, you know, and having the right connections. But if you don't have that proper business acumen to, you know, take care of the taxes, take care of the employees, take care of the ordering and logistics that come with that, you're probably going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's where you get that a lot of, you know, people who've been growing for a long time and trying to go into business. They don't, you know, some of them don't have that experience. So that's where, you know, a lot of the troubles come in for a lot of people.
Definitely. Well, in marketing, that's another thing that you guys, you know, give a great opportunity to, and it's very hard to find people who are willing to work with cannabis and market for them.
Right. And that I've working this year, especially up here, and how much people are struggling. That was the common thing was, you know, we don't know why we're struggling. We don't know what we're doing. And then just out of curiosity, I would scroll over to their website and look at like dispensaries and stuff like that. And their websites aren't being updated, and, you know, they're tired. It's exhausting fighting social media. So like they've lost their presence, and it's so defeating to go against the regulations that people aren't properly marketing themselves. But I also find I love my stoners. I'm a stoner, but we're terrible marketers. And it's an artist, it's an art form, and it's a culture, and artists are notoriously terrible marketers. So I've been really wanting to try to fill that gap as best as I can.
That's
well, we definitely appreciate you.
Yeah.
So moving on real quick to a couple more news items. Real quickly, this one's a really awesome one. There was a new study that was published out there that basically shows that a majority of patients out there, whether they use cannabis or not, they actually trust their doctor if their doctor uses cannabis off of work hours, and they fully approve of their doctors sitting down and smoking one.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I don't care if my doctor smokes weed or not when they're not in the hospital.
Please relax.
Absolutely. Please chill, doc.
Yeah, good point. Please chill.
Kind of need you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coming back to work with clearer minds.
I was going to say maybe that will increase some doctor recruiting and retention in the future.
I think so, and I think it shows a really good shift in our culture. I mean, you've talked about it several times. I know Tanaki's talked about it, and everybody else, that there's people who are coming in from the VA even saying, look, my doctor told me to come and try cannabis. A lot of people who are switching from pain medicines to the cannabis alternatives, and it's awesome to see that.
I hate to say that I love to see it, but I'm loving seeing people finally coming even as a last resort. Like, well, I went through all my meds. I even voted against it being recreational in Montana, but here I am.
Yes.
Like, well, I'm glad you're here. Let's help you out.
Definitely.
Let's give it a try.
Yeah.
See if we can find something that helps you.
Mm-hmm.
Most certainly. So the last thing we got on our thing is people. They did another survey out there. They were like, look, obviously we have a new administration took over. what are you guys going to do in response to that? And they surveyed a bunch of people who smoke cannabis. They said, you know what? Smoke more pot and chill.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hey.
Yeah, that sounds about like my weekend plans, I think.
Absolutely. Yes. And I think, the rest of the world needs to sort of take that effect. I mean, put the politics down, go smoke one, go roll one, go have one with your friends, stop by and see some neighbors.
I got to tell you, the S&P is a lot less scary when you don't look for multiple hours at a time.
I still think we should go with the Spaceballs dome around the world, hotbox the whole thing, and then I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, with that is my news.
Right on. Well, sheesh.
I know.
What an
Good job.
episode,
And that
huh?
puts us out an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Hour and 10 minutes. Well, we can't thank you guys enough for joining us all the way from California there. And we would love to have you guys back in the future and love to do some
Yeah,
more.
I love that.
Thanks
Thank
for having
you.
us. It's been a blast. We didn't really know exactly what to fully expect, but it's been really enjoyable. You guys are a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, if you have any friends or family who want to share their stories in cannabis, tell them to reach out to us and get a hold of us and stay in contact, please.
We'll do.
All right, we'll do.
Last minute plug.
It's been amazing to meet you
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, last minute
Nice
plug.
to meet you too.
Any last minute plugs from you guys? Website. Let's go ahead and hit your Instagram handle again. Anything that you guys want.
Our website is HumboldtCannabisPhotographers.com and our Instagram is cannabis.photographers. And we got a book coming out next month to help all of the cannabis industry, a strategic guide to help market your business from start to finish, no matter what your brand is, no matter what you're selling, and helps break it down and everything you need to know. So that's kind of where we're at and what we got.
Yeah.
Where will they be able to find that book?
Give us a call or hit us up.
Absolutely. And where will people be able to find that book?
The book will be on Amazon.
Nice.
Right on. Excellent.
Yes.
Awesome.
Aaron and
Cool.
Jake, thank
Love
you
it.
so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, for having us. We
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
having us.
Have a great weekend.
And thank you all in the chat for hanging out with us for another wonderful episode of the 406 Budcast. We
Stay
sincerely appreciate everyone. One more time, hit that like button, especially if you're here right now. You made it through the whole stream. Just hit that like button. We love you guys. Peace out. Yeah.
Or
Or
if you're tuning in tomorrow
after
or the
the
next
fact.
day, hit that like button.
We
Yeah.
appreciate all of them. Have a great
Have a
evening,
good night,
guys.
folks.